with 23 watching, so that's not too bad.
Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin for our daily market update. It's Friday, October 30th. I'm Crypto Jack and I'm sitting in again for Justin Wise. As usual, I'm joined today by two of our team analysts, Senior Analyst Alexander Pearson and Junior Analyst Jason, Midwest Attempts. How you guys doing today and how did your trading week treat you so far?
Doing fantastic. Happy Friday, everyone. As for positions, the group's following along for me at least. We had a nice long up there to 13,868, which was the exact top. Uh, Overnight fell back through. Justin put on a great short for the group there at 13.6. Looks like we've retested back up to 6 there, and now we're just kind of ranging sideways. I do not know what's next, but we are putting ourselves up there for an interesting weekend. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, my week has been wonderful. Just kind of still kind of taking it one day at a time with regards to Bitcoin. Uh, Earlier in the week, I put up a market analysis for the group. Just warning everybody to be careful about how the stimulus talks hadn't gone well, about heading into the week before the election. Uh, so far, that's kind of borne out for the traditional markets. It's been really rough, but Bitcoin has been one of the only bullish assets. So that's been I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised, but it has been surprising to me in that way. Um, I haven't been long. I haven't really been short either. I shorted Bitcoin at 13.5 something the day before yesterday, and I took some profits when we started wandering back up to this level. But now I'm just kind of in wait and see mode.
I mean, I think that's personally the best place to be considering we have the monthly candle closed tomorrow. We're going into the weekend here. We have an election vote within like what, 4 days? I mean, there's a lot of things that can
Oh
happen
my
here.
gosh, that's right. CME futures close today, don't they?
Yes, they do.
That's right, guys. CME futures closes today, and I think it's a pretty big one. This is like a quarterly close, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, well, we'll take a look at that. But in the meantime, today we're going to be, of course, getting into the Bitcoin chart to talk price, and
Hmm.
which of course currently rests around 13,549. We'll also be talking about altcoin markets, and as you can see here by crypto bubbles, well, it's mostly a sea of red in the alt and DeFi space, except for a couple outliers. I see Ocean's up 26% today, Filecoin up 25%. So we'll definitely be exploring that. And finally, we're going to touch on some news topics that you see on the right side here, guys. This includes, of course, the Binance story that broke yesterday via Forbes, supposedly a damning piece that suggests CZ and Binance is attempting to avoid U.S. regulators with some
I mean,
clever,
of course he is. Isn't everybody?
of
Right.
course. But we'll be diving into what Forbes
Yeah.
has to say about what CZ is up to. Supposedly, the FBI is keeping a close eye on Binance. We don't know if the regulators will come calling for Binance sooner than later. So something we're going to keep an eye on. And another big story kind of circulating overnight is the Bank of Canada calling on G7 partner nations to develop a coordinated strategy on central bank digital currencies. All this and more in today's Breaking Bitcoin, guys. So I'm going to take a quick look at the live chat, shout everyone out, and then we'll probably get into Alex's charts. Alex will take us through his screen. So let me quickly jump into the live chat, and I like to think that um, audio is good today. I hope everything is right today. Be sure to let us know, guys, in the live chat if the volume levels and audio is working out good today. But I think everything's working nicely. Let's quickly say hello to everybody here. Cornholio is in the live chat asking, "Is Justin finally here?" No, Justin's not here yet, guys. It's going to be us, but I think we'll give you some juicy lowdown on the charts today. Sainzy's in the live chat. Sainsy says, "What's up, chaps? Doing
What's
splendid."
up, Mr. Sainz?
Borg's channel has just joined, saying just the other analyst today. Yep. So welcome to Borg's. GBU Wally as
Whoa, whoa,
usual.
whoa! Just the
Just
other
the
analyst.
analyst. Yep.
Yeah, not just
But
just.
I'm the meat of the sandwich, buddy.
Oh snap.
I'm
Yeah,
the Mayo.
it's meat.
Nobody question our analysts here. No, don't doubt our ability to take you through the charts, boys. We can cover in Justin's absence, just this last time. GBU, of course, Gumbutt University Professor Wally says sup. BC Hemster in the live chat. Longbeard says good morning, everyone. I see Ron Legato. I see Victor Fryer. He says hi. Challenge Investors in the chat. Tyler Dukacek again. Anthony Littlewood. Let's see, Mr. Ether, as usual, is in here. Shoutouts to Mr. Ether. Loot Patient, I should say. And Borg Channel asked turkey or ham, bro. I guess maybe the sandwich. Are we having turkey or ham sandwiches, gentlemen?
I have both.
I like turkey.
I'm thinking pastrami.
Pastrami, fancy.
Black Forest ham with turkey, can't go wrong.
Oh boy. Okay. So I got everybody shouted out in the live chat. As usual, guys, you know how this works. If you got questions and comments or even chart requests during the course of the show, drop them in the live chat. I think one of our mods, Jason, will keep track
I'll be
of the
grabbing
requests.
them.
So
just drop those requests in the chat, guys.
We will be all over your requests today, guys. It's Friday, so we're gonna kind of keep it casual, and we'll dive into the requests a little later.
On the video, so just hit those thumbs up buttons.
Yep, just like Alex said, hit those likes. If you're in here, you're enjoying the content, hit the likes. But for now, Alex, we're gonna direct it over.
Let's dive on in.
Alex, I've got your screen up on the screen here, and feel free to tell us what you got on your charts. Let's start with Bitcoin.
Okay. So first things first, Bitcoin is sort of one of the only kind of speculative assets that are having a good day. So alts are basically all down. You can see here on our indexes of various baskets of altcoins. Majors, miners, DeFi, Uniswap, it kind of doesn't matter. Although it looks like maybe Uniswap or I don't know, they're so bottom they can't go any lower. That seems unlikely. But for now, they're just they're not having as awful of a day. Bitcoin dominance still continues to rise, however. It's just money's flowing into Bitcoin, and it kind of looks a little unstoppable. We're going to be getting an incredibly strong monthly signal here on. Look at that. If that was a price, you'd be like, yeah, we need to buy in this area. We might see a little bit of pullback in Bitcoin dominance if if alts get so oversold that a little bit of money flows back in, but I just I would expect us to at least guys, it looks
that trend
for Bitcoin. Yeah, this is very bullish right here. So this is a sign that this change in trend for Bitcoin dominance is going to be continuing.
Would appear so.
Yeah. This we're getting this monthly close in Bitcoin over the weekend.
One day. Tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow. On All Hallows Eve, which is, by the way, the first Halloween with a full moon in 76 years, guys. I don't know if you knew that about this Halloween.
Today's fun fact for you.
Bad omen.
Yeah.
You know what the markets do.
I mean, hey, let's pull out our moon phases indicator and let's see what that foretells. Oh, no, not there. Here we go. Boom. Yep. Here it goes, guys. For real, though, I think we often see changes of trend happen around times that CME futures close out. I can show you guys several, very famous charts showing you that when CME futures close, we'll see short-term trend changes. When the quarterlies change, we'll see broader trend changes in Bitcoin. Let me pull those up. Let's pull this up. Okay, this does not have the chart that I'm looking for. Jason, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Not exactly. What are you trying to find?
The uh, charts that show the effect of CME futures closing on changes of trend in Bitcoin.
Justin always has that off the top of his head.
No, but there's like a particular
Yeah, I
chart.
know. Yeah, I know. And it looks at the data a little bit differently.
Mhm. Darn it! I should have this. If I'm going to talk about this, I should have this ready to show people. I'm sorry, folks. I guess you'll just have to take my word for it. Let's turn off moon phases for right now. I will say this is actually looking rather bullish right here. We're getting some bullish divergences on the 12-hour, and we just we didn't get the breakdown here like I was expecting. Well, we sort of did, but it got bought up very quickly. On the other hand, when we go to the daily, this is not confirmed, and we appear to be dumping volume up into the top of this area, which is also what we would expect. I still haven't turned off moon phases. This is really which is still behavior we would expect before a healthy pullback to retest 12K from above. I still feel it's I hate using that word, but I still feel bearish because of what is taking place in the broader markets. When we take a look at the Dow, if it loads,
Wow, that's sure taking its time.
okay, yeah. Oh, here we go. The Dow, as you can see, another ugly day.
There was a time.
On the 3-day and weekly, it's essentially at a place where you could kiss it goodbye. It's broken support,
It's funny
or
that
hanging out at that area.
a couple weeks ago, right when that line is, when it
Is TradingView
swap.
acting up for anybody else right
It's a little slow.
now? There we go. So as you can see, this is where we would have expected support to kind of kick in.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3-day and the weekly, incredibly ugly for the Dow here. This is going to close. There's no way this is going to get bought up so much. Well, I don't want to say there's no way. It is just so unlikely that this gets bought up this much in the next 4 hours. I don't know what kind of news event could cause that.
It'd be impressive.
Yep. Same story here for the Nasdaq. I was thinking maybe we could get a symmetrical triangle pattern out of this, but we might just continue to break down here. And same story for SPY too. As you can see here, printing a very strong weekly bearish divergence, which is already in the process of playing out, but would probably play out. At least I would want to take it down into this area, at least like this consolidation area that price likes.
That red line's a good spot.
Yep. See, it's support. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Like right around here is where I want to take it to. I think.
I agree.
And then what this is this like short? This is
Row shares, SHS.
Ultra
So it's got to be some kind of variation
ultra small
of.
cap. Yeah. Small cap. Wait, what happened? This was just green. I just clicked on it. It was green. Okay. No,
Now it's green.
small cap. Okay.
Triple top forming there.
Yeah. None of these look healthy. So this is the broader market, and then we look at the currency indices, and we see the Dixie continues to be incredibly strong here. Ever since the market took a turn at the beginning of the week, when people realized there was going to be no new stimulus, and that that Congress was not going to be passing anything, the Fed was not going to be doing anything. Boom, right here, the Dixie just takes off. This on the weekly, going to be a very strong bullish engulfing candle. We'll get a cross up on TT. We won't get a monthly reversal signal on time transformation yet, but I do like this wick down into support that we will be receiving. Yeah, I would stick to the daily and the 3-day are the spots that are giving signals on the Dixie right now. This spot right here, which is it's counting this as the bottom right here. So if you think this is the bottom and this is the other bottom, then these are equal lows. You see how they pan out on the oscillator right there. But if you're considering this to be the bottom, then this is not a divergence. So depending on how you want to consider it. So, but we are getting a confirmed 3-day signal here in oversold territory, or actually it's not oversold territory, but it's a cross up. I like it. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, this is good to take long. The truth is, I am irresponsibly long the dollar. I probably have like 7% of my account at risk, 7 or 8% of my account at risk on the dollar right now. It looks really strong, guys. The yen also looking strong, although not as strong as the dollar. Interesting. What's going on with the? Okay, it must just have had a day of recovery to get out of oversold conditions, because I think the British dollar is looking so weak right here. It's kind of trapped under this this area of resistance right here. So as we know, because the dollar is the trading pair in Bitcoin USD, so Bitcoin is trading against the dollar in Bitcoin USD. When the dollar is going up, that is a headwind against Bitcoin. It's pushing the Bitcoin USD pairing down. So because the dollar is rising, we expect that to be a that doesn't guarantee that Bitcoin is going to go down. Obviously, there has been some bullish movements here on Bitcoin, even while the broader markets have tanked. But it does make it more likely that Bitcoin will be unable to rise over the weekend, or that it will face rejection when it goes up against resistance, or that if there is some fundamental news event that comes out in the next week that kind of finishes off the broader markets, well, that headwind by the dollar, that'll be the weakness to Bitcoin that finally, like, the news event gets it. I was just talking to the members yesterday. We did like a small little meeting, just a premium voice, pulled in some of the general chat.
Yeah, how did that go?
It was really good. But there was one particular thing we were discussing, which is that for an actual recessionary crash to hit the market, for like a large 20-30% multi-week drop in the Dow Jones, the stock market, or in one of the other indices, you really need more than technical weakness in the chart. You need a fundamental event that takes you there, because a technical weakness, it could be like, right now sellers are becoming exhausted, that the supply of selling has decreased, or that's technical reason that a chart could reverse. It has nothing to do with the company or the economy. It has something to do with the business of trading itself. When you see divergences on a chart, that has to do with changes in momentum of buying and selling. It prints out on the oscillator more easily than it might in price because of noise. So we look at that and we see the technical weakness, and that gives us an idea of what direction price may do next. But often, especially for the broader indices like this, you need a fundamental event to kind of push investors into a panic, to kind of push institutions or market makers into a place where, like, yeah, I don't think we're going to be buying this dip. And they just let the market dip, because ordinarily there are there are beliefs in place. If everybody believes the price is going to go up, then they buy the dip and price really does go up. This is herding behavior. It's part of what causes trends to form in the market, and we were just discussing this earlier. So often, we'll see the technical weakness in the market, but we just won't know what's going to cause, like, quote unquote, cause the the precipitous drop. This weakness was here already before the government was like, yeah, we're not going to do the stimulus. But they say it, and then everybody just steps out of the way, and then suddenly there's no one to catch price anymore because everybody stepped out of the way. They're like, whoa, okay, that's really awful news. Maybe I'm not going to buy price anymore, like they did over here. This news had not arrived yet.
Same thing for the election.
Yeah. And obviously that's still marked out. This is November 3rd, marked out, right? It looks like November 2nd on the weekly, but trust me, it's November 3rd. I marked it out correctly. And yeah, we're not that far away, guys. We could see some wandering upwards. I don't know exactly what is going to happen, but I would probably expect a lot of market panic over the next month, more likely than not. And I don't see how Bitcoin doesn't get dragged into it.
That's the only thing for me too, because I always think about like the decoupling and stuff like that. Like, what's it going to look like? Are we just going to see everything tank and then all hard money go up, like gold, silver, and Bitcoin? But like, look at the.
Well, to be fair, gold, silver, and Bitcoin are all up today.
Yes, they are today, but we're also seeing the U.S. dollar go up. But not the markets in general. But I do find it exciting and curious to see the Dixie kind of moving along with Bitcoin as it's pushing up. Bitcoin's holding price and pressing up at the same time. So it's definitely going to be an interesting weekend.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting weekend, especially because we won't have the traditional markets to kind of get a bead on what's going on with Bitcoin. If I feel like sometimes the traditional markets hold back Bitcoin a little bit. If traditional markets are doing so well, I as a trader am not eager to rush into Bitcoin. Also, I think I'm probably not the only person that's like that.
And that's when I kind of think about the decoupling, because if the decoupling ever does come, that probably will shift. It probably won't have anything to do with it at that point. Much like I don't think your regular decisions are going to be made on the Nasdaq and everything based off just gold, but they are correlated in that they're inverse.
Hey, Jack, is Jason breaking up for you, or is this me?
Maybe just you. He seems to be coming in okay for me.
Testing.
Was Jason breaking up, or was that me?
I think it was mostly you. He was coming in clear. I was listening to him. He seemed to be coming in clear. Maybe we can get the live chat to chime in,
no?
but...
Can you hear me?
He doesn't
Alex?
hear me. Alex doesn't hear me either, so it must be everything on his end.
That's weird.
Oh, well, let's a DM Alex and tell him to reconnect to the voice, shall I?
Can you hear Alex? Can you hear us?
I can hear you both fine just now.
Okay. We were both gone from you for a little bit, so I think it's something on your end, Alex, because Jason was coming in clear.
Well, let me try.
Maybe. All right.
He's gonna restart his stream real quick.
All right. Hello.
All right, looking good.
All right, folks. Let's
welcome back. Let's get back into it, shall we? Actually, hold on. Before we do, I need to fix Alex's stream. Alex, you might need to share again.
Yes, of course.
Asian, of course.
Here we go. Alex is sharing again, and let's get back into it. Yep, all good to go here. Let's just check the live chat, see what everybody's saying. Give everybody a chance to chime in. Peckham08's in here. We got Subtextually in here. Sam Hader is in here. Let's see here. B-Flow entered the chat. S. Hyatt also in the
Follows.
chat. Sam Hyder asks, we'd love to hear some combo and XRP. Seems Ripple season is nearly upon us. Man, Ripple season's all, for the hodlers, the hardcore Ripple fans. Your Ripple season's always around the corner, but never seems to actually get here. But
Ripple season.
as Peckham 08 says, he's still holding. Oh, never mind. It's not XRP. It says SXP from 316. Still holding sushi from $6. Ooh, you people are gonna be holding
Oh my god.
sushi.
R.I.P. buddy.
That's only at 60 cents right now.
We got Big Daddy G Funk shouting out in the live chat. +1 for Link. He's also into Stellar, ADA, KNC, and ZRX. That's cool. Those are all. Those are all right. We might throw those up on the chart in a bit. Challenge Investor says he's gonna dress up as Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden for Halloween. We got GBU Wally. We got GBU.
You realize?
Sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say he realizes that you have to dress up as something different for it to be a costume on Halloween, right?
Okay.
I don't understand.
I'm saying he dresses up like Hillary and Joe Biden every other day.
Oh.
There you
I
have
get
it.
it now.
Man, the laughs coming from you guys. You guys aren't stale at all.
We got Hex being mentioned in the live chat. I heard Hex moved into the crypto
Boo,
market
Hex,
top
boo.
10.
When don't we hear about Tex?
I didn't hear it was pumping just a little. But
well, I can't believe that coin is doing what it's doing, but maybe we'll dive into the chart because I haven't really looked at it. But I heard it's been doing things lately. It's been circulating this week. Let's see, Philip Carr is in here, of course, and all right, so we'll definitely get into your comments and some of your questions, guys. But let's get back to Alex. Alex, do you want to keep going through the analysis?
Sure. So, yeah, I mentioned we were talking about precious metals. Yeah, precious metals and Bitcoin are really some of the only assets that are really up today. Some of the I wouldn't really call corn, natural gas, and soybeans. I mean, they're assets, I guess, but they're more like a commodity type of asset.
Still tradable.
Yeah.
We were just looking at soybeans before we came into the live stream, and soybeans is starting to look like a nice break of trend there.
Yes, I actually think we're getting some strong signaling on TT on the weekly. 3-day is giving us a nice bearish divergence, which you can see here.
And exit signal.
This is a confirmed divergence, confirmed TT exit signal. But the 3-day does not have a confirmed trend break yet, technically, because we have not closed.
You need that one last candle. So 2 days.
But I would totally argue that 1 day has given us the trend break that we want. So
I would agree that close would seal it for me. That's you could get shifty with it if you wanted and try to do a pullback up to that trend line to get a better entry, but I still feel like that's a good entry.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to short this too hard. After all, a good portion of the American soybean crop was damaged this year, and I kind of expect soybean prices and commodity prices in general to continue to increase over the year.
Was that that bomb that went off, or was that the wheat supply that got messed up there?
No, that was the Derico. That was the storm.
No. Oh yeah. The derecho. But I'm talking about earlier that plant that blew up or whatever that wiped out like a bunch of wheat. Do you not remember? It was like a bomb that went off. Jack, you might know what I'm talking about. You sent me the video.
Oh, you guys are talking about what happened in Beirut.
Beirut.
Yeah,
that
the
explosion.
Beirut explosion.
word
was that a grain explosion? I thought that was like a chemical factory.
It just ended up substantially wiping out a bunch of wheat silos. So if that was on purpose or not.
Grain deposits there that were wiped out. So supposedly might have harmed major grain depository for the Middle East and such. But
which I thought was interesting considering look at where wheat is right now, and I mean it kind of looks the same.
Ouch. So remember it was up here. We were looking at this. They finally implemented the lockdown. Boom.
Oh,
French
did
stock
France
market
go into
pretty
did
well.
France go into lockdown?
Full lockdown as of
Well,
yesterday.
full three black crows right there on the
Yeah,
daily.
so definitely, I imagine it's probably going to wander up, retest this area, and then break down further.
Yep, I would agree.
Yeah, this is a strong consolidation area right here. I expect probably break down to here and then move around in this area more, unless the bottom just like falls completely out of the French market, in which case, where would
Oh.
where would you want to catch this knife?
At the very bottom of the range.
Probably like down here. Yeah,
Yep.
there's some nice volume in this area. So it look like on the weekly. Yeah, this is pretty ugly on the weekly here. This is looking like it's going to get follow through. So, yeah, it's French. The Hong economy.
Hong economy. I still think you have one more test down, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I don't know. It could still make it. We could break up from here. It's not necessarily bearish yet. But it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I wouldn't be excited about that one.
Oh. What a
Ooh.
slap in the face. I really thought the Indian economy was going to go for it. Make a new all-time.
To be honest with you, I like that. That looks like a straight up failure. I like that for a short.
Well, I mean, we are getting a very strong weekly bearish divergence here. Retest of this local point of control, breakdown from it. I'd want to take it probably at least till like 10.8.
Mm-hmm. Because you know people are going for liquidity at that point, so that's probably a good guaranteed trade. I mean, not guaranteed, but most likely.
Bearish divergence is still there on the 3-day, so yeah, you can at least take it down in this area, I think. Yeah, guys. So basically, what I'm saying is the broader markets they look like dog poop right now. Gold and silver and palladium they were I think looking pretty oversold, and I guess they're starting to recover. Silver here might pop a bearish divergence if it continues to recover in this spot. Same here. Like I would not want to take a position in this spot. I would either want to wait for like a good break of trend here to take gold long, or if we made a new low, I would want to take gold short, probably down into the 1800s, maybe even the 1700s. But right here is not a spot where I would want to pick up gold. So really, what that leaves us is leaves us with Bitcoin. And actually, I think silver is up more on the day than Bitcoin is on the day right now. Yeah, Bitcoin is up about roughly 0.5%. Silver is up. Back over. Yep, silver's up a whole 1.5%. Gold's up more. Palladium's up more. So I contend to you that there is weakness in Bitcoin. But I guess it still remains to be seen because right now my Bitcoin shorts, except for the one from here to here, have all been kind of losers. So
Yeah, I mean the short that
yeah,
I took 2 days ago from what 13,240. I mean I'm underwater on that right now,
yeah,
and I mean I'm with you on that because looking at this, you don't want to be a moon boy, but you also don't want to be biased to start talking yourself out of your own position. But with what's going on with the dollar, the election, the uncertainty, I mean, Philip brings it up is like, what did he say? He's like hands in pockets though could be a ton of bull traps because it's a revolution. I mean, that I guarantee is going to be happening. There's going to be a lot of weird ass volatility that whips up and down that just wrecks people out of their positions. So I mean, it's a very pivotal part in the moment. I mean, moment in the market. I think that I think the best thing you could do right now is like even if we are going to go on a moonshot, do not go for it right now. Let the breakout happen. Let the pullback happen, then shoot for it. I mean, if you're wrong in this instance, you're going to get wiped right before we do anything. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like let it make up its mind. At least, I mean, just don't look at the charts for a week almost, you know what I mean? Like let this election run. Let's see what happens here.
Hmm. I'm still mostly flat, guys.
Yep, I just have one position open. That's 1% risk, which is nothing. Which will, I mean, let's just see what happens, right?
Well, we got some chart requests earlier. Now, I know most of the charts I'm going to look at are going to look like dog poop because
Da-
most of the markets look like dog poop right now.
uh,
But let us nonetheless look at those charts for our members. So,
Professor Wally wants you to look at Dash USD from Coinbase Pro if possible.
ooh, very specific. Yes, sir. Hmm. Hmm. Doesn't look bad. Hmm. What's the weekly look like?
That's a tough one.
You know, we've got a confirmed monthly cross under here.
Yeah, I think you test that shelf right down there on the. Go back to the monthly.
Okay.
Is that what you were on? Yeah, yeah. See see that little cup in the monthly right there? I bet you test that.
What do you mean? What, up here?
You were just on it. Lower, 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 lower. Right there. Yes. With that cross under, I think that you bleed off a little bit into there. But the daily looks pretty good to be honest with you. It doesn't look terrible.
I still think it really looks to me like this is someone getting out of their bags. So
Yeah. 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's a lot of tests on that support, man. 1, 2,
yeah,
3, 4,
that's
5
just a lot
tests.
of volume at this level.
Yeah, I mean, with the 5 tests and that reaction you're getting off the bottom, is there any volume backed by it? Or are we? Yeah, there's some volume there.
It's not bad.
Weekly cross. I mean, that doesn't look terrible, man. I think you could easily grab some good percentage off of that, even if it's just a swing up to 80 or yeah. I don't think that. I mean, even if the case is it creates a head and shoulders, you're still getting away with that trade. So
You know, let's look at Dash Bitcoin. How much of this trade is really because Bitcoin is looking bullish? Let's see. We'll use Coinbase again. Mm,
not good. Oh wow, a little bounce there.
yeah, I'm really not convinced that this is a knife I want to catch on Dash. I mean, if maybe we're a little oversold on the daily, we can come back up here and continue downwards. To me, it looks like the bullishness that you see in Dash USD is more due to the bullishness that we all see in Bitcoin
Dollar.
USD right now.
I mean, the dollar and Bitcoin, yeah.
Yeah, Bitcoin and dollar. So, Jason, how do you feel? Do you also agree, like just on Dash?
Well, I mean, the daily definitely looks interesting here. There's evidence that you could get there's evidence that there is a trade
A
setup there.
on the table.
Yeah, there is a trade setup there. But this isn't the time that I'm going to be looking at something like Dash or any other altcoins, especially like what I've just been talking about with all the big things that we have coming up here. Like maybe in a week, if I was looking at this, maybe I'd take a shot at it. But to be honest with you, looking at the way everything's been going, I think this bleeds out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think
Totally.
it's there for risk to reward. I mean, it might be there on the actual chart, but for me, I don't think it's worth taking. Let's see what we're gonna get out of the next week, and then maybe.
Mm-hmm. What else we got, Jack?
Let's see. The next one we got here would be from Borg's channel. Hey guys, mind taking a look at AGNC for me again? Where do you think it will move when it leaves this consolidation zone.
AGNC?
Yes.
Do it. AGNC Investment Corp? Okay.
I would
Done.
assume it's
Let's take
that
a look
one.
at it. Ooh,
I'm gonna tell you
something
that
right
looks
here.
that looks like a short to me, but
This is the distribution pattern all over the place. Earnings came out. It is not a surprise, up 100%. I think most earnings were, though. Most were surprise good earnings. I just this looks ugly, my friend.
yeah. I
I would
think
like place my stop on the other side of this high, like up here, and then try and short it back down in this area.
I agree with that. That looks like a good solid short to me. It's
Let's
already
see, and you
come up,
didn't
tapped that.
even see here, but see this right here, support, resistance. So we're up here at resistance. I would much rather be short here than long at resistance. So I want to take it at least down to here, if not down to like here.
Yep, I like that second line better. I think it's gonna test. I think it'll even wick to close to those lows. That looks like a classic retest to me. And I mean, it could even
Yeah,
go
that
further down.
is a nice little yeah. That is a nice little trade on the offing.
You hate to see that gap close, but
That's worthwhile.
yeah, I think I like that setup.
Yeah.
It's
Wait, what this gap?
up higher. There
That
you go.
gap?
Yeah, there's a little gap there.
This gap you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's just notable.
I think my internet's messing up again. Let me come right back, guys.
Alright, no problem. In the meantime, maybe I'll scroll up and see if there's any fresh comments from the live chat. Let's take a quick gander. And in the meantime, let's switch to Alex's scene here, or Jason's scene, and let me scroll up. I see a lot of messages from Philip Carr talking about how we called it. Alt non-premium coins are risky, says Philip. Philip says 8 is looking like a decent short yesterday. According to Philip Carr, earnings fudged by share buybacks in L12M for low crediting profit and loss. Payam Darian just showed up. He says, I'm late, but how you goons doing? Glad he made it. Yep, we're glad you're here, Payam. Jordan Stotts is in here saying, hey folks, happy trading. Thank you to Jordan. Shout outs to all our viewers. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. What did I miss? Ask Payam.
Ooh.
Sum up everything in 30 words or less. Boy, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that. I'm gonna need you to
Short the world.
short the world. There you go.
On to
Long
zero.
Bitcoin. Let's scroll up just a little bit more. Agency Scooters in the live chat, and he says that they won't lock down for long. I guess he's referring to France. We got Sam Nang Laor. He's saying the dollar's bullish and the Bitcoin's bullish. Tyler Dukacek, what's the over-under on the election pushing price below 13K? That's a tough call. I'm not sure how this election is going to play out, how it's going to affect Bitcoin, but I just see bullishness ahead for the next week or so at least. Smiles J is asking about the Band token. Is it worthwhile? Yeah, I heard Band just has been getting wrecked, so maybe people are looking at an opportunity to get into Band, but I'm not sure if that whole narrative is ready to rise to the top
Right
again.
now, it looks like another knife you're not looking to catch.
Alright, so I'm gonna get back into Alex's stream. Let's dive back into Alex's stream. Alex, you're back on the screen. When do you want to take it away again?
All right, yeah. Brent crude oil, solid short signal this week if you were not already short from up here. I mean, hello. So I would consider taking Brent crude back down somewhere into the 20s. I don't even want to hazard a guess. I see some support here. But if that level doesn't hold, then I would expect it to wind up back down to this area. Yeah, so yeah, Brent crude looking really awful. West Texas, very similar.
Same story.
Yeah, if you can find some way to get short these crude oil or any kind of oil right now, guys, do that. Natural gas, though, strong. Perhaps because of oil not doing well. I honestly I don't know enough about the hydrocarbon industry to really hazard a guess about why there's a difference between these two. But I will tell you that the charts they're very clear here. Get out, get out, get out of West Texas oil if you're in there.
Get out.
Yes.
Get
Get
out.
out. Let's see. Copper. Oh. Is it going to do the thing I said it was going to do? Oh my God.
Looks like it wicked right into it.
Yep, it wicked up into that area. I'll be damned.
We'll see.
Nice call.
All right, let's see what it does next.
That's not a nice call yet.
Yeah, so remember, guys, basically, the idea was that it looked really good to short here, but that the markets would do something funky to screw everybody over, so that you should actually probably look to short it up here. And, of course, that's exactly what the markets did. So here we are about a month and a half later.
Boom.
Way above the original short spot, but high number 1, high number 2, high number 3. We've got some lovely divergences here. I'm fairly certain this one will also be a divergence. And then that will be our time to short copper. So if you can get short copper somewhere, if you're a European or otherwise not handicapped by American regulations, then it could be good to do so soon.
Looks like we got a request for YFI from agency.
Let's do it. Actually, let's pull that up on ChartX because it's going to have more data for us. Anytime.
Takes forever to load, huh?
Man, my internet's just awful today. I'm so sorry, folks.
Maybe you should go set up at the public library.
I should. Except I think they're all closed because of the pandemic.
Yep. Short the libraries, folks. Funny thing is, the town that I live in, they just built like a $5 million public library, like literally a month before COVID broke out, and then it's just a waste.
Womp womp.
Same thing with the bowling alley. Looks great.
Well,
Movie theater
while
bowling
I
alley.
wait for that to open, let me use this.
Ugh. Who wants to catch that knife?
You know what? I would totally take this to here.
Yep, I agree.
I would take this back to retest 1 Bitcoin from beneath.
If I was going to take that trade, that's exactly how I'd map it out.
But I see increasing volume here. So sellers are panicking. They can't get out fast enough. Volume is increasing as price decreases. So what we're seeing here is price a little oversold, technically speaking. It'll want to retest support, now resistance from below. But I expect this to continue.
Yeah,
I would imagine Wi-Fi is going to continue to bleed out here. It's super ugly. Looks like Wi-Fi USD. Oof. Basically bouncing off of 10.7, 10.8. Here we go.
Are you still in Wi-Fi at all?
No. So as you can see, YFI actually still has a long way to go. So this is in USD. So
and I don't see
so
any evidence why that would
if you think
reject
looking
there.
over this chart, it's like, oh my gosh, YFI can't get any lower. Or let's look at YFI Bitcoin. If you're looking at this chart and you're thinking like, wow, well, we could drop to here, but then we'll be okay. That's just a little further. Dude, there is so much air underneath you, you have no idea. This is like Wile E. Coyote just fell off a cliff and he doesn't even realize it yet. That's what this looks like to me.
It's running in place.
Everybody is stunned because it fell down from 40K. They're like, oh, down here at 10K, it's already lost like 75% value. It just can't get any lower. Good news for you, buddy.
Just open up a month-long YFI short and see what happens.
Tears of a clown. Yeah. This is a great example of like, just keep track of trends, people, and then when trends break, get out. Okay, the trend broke. Get out. That's why I use trend lines all the time, guys. Trend lines are powerful.
That's basically, before I joined Kraken Crypto, all I would do is basically chart analysis by pattern, candlestick recognition, as well as trend lines. I mean, and I did well with that. I just didn't know how to
Trend
appropriately
lines
manage my
support
risk.
resistance. Yeah.
I mean,
trend line breaks, support and resistance, and a good oscillator. You could set yourself up a good, decent discretionary system as long as you had good risk management.
I mean, same thing with like Fibonacci's and stuff like that. And I mean, I agree with Justin in the fact that I do believe that Fibonacci's are just too subjective to create a nice system around because everyone does them differently. But in terms of building a system, I mean, I've stepped away from almost all of that stuff, but I still use trend lines just for my own mapping of visually looking at it. And it gives you great breaks of trend. I mean, it's a straight line, for God's sake. Yeah, it looks like.
What a strong triple. Look at that. I love. Beautiful, beautiful formation right here.
Are you talking about that triple top? Or are you talking about basically what is a head and shoulders?
I mean, you can think of it as a head and shoulders or a triple top.
Yeah.
I suppose either is probably applicable in this place, but all right. What else? What else would our members like?
Someone was mentioning that they wanted to look at XRP.
Oh, I'm sorry. My condolences.
It's almost Ripple time, he says. Look how healthy that looks.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm really sorry. You own Ripple? My bad. Yeah, man. It looks like AIDS.
Wi-Fi does not.
Maybe there's some. See some support on the weekly down here at 15 something. Maybe.
That's just like I said with Dash. Like this just looks so bad that I'm like, don't even mess with that.
It's like someone else can have that trade.
Unless you want to be the only one that's lost money on XRP. I'm pretty sure everyone else.
Be the only person to have.
I'm pretty sure everyone's made money on XRP as soon as they bought it. So.
Yeah, the Lord knows I made money as soon as I bought it, and then lost it all equally quickly.
Oh, XRP.
2 weeks. I was a genius for owning Ripple. 2 weeks in December 2017. It was a beautiful time. You know, I was so smart, guys.
A better time. Yeah, I think you were smarter this year.
It's probably true. I learned how to sell tops, guys. That was my big lesson from 2017. Sell the top. Sell the top. It's that simple. Just sell the top.
It's just that simple.
Yeah, just buy low, sell high.
I remember, who was that guy that came in and asked about that? If it says green, I should buy, and if it's red, I should sell.
No. He said, I noticed that Bitcoin had a few red days, and now it's having a green day. So does
So I
that
should
mean
buy. Yeah.
does that mean I should buy when price has been red for a few days, and then it will go up? And I just like it was like a record scratch moment
Stop,
for me.
stop, 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 stop.
Stop talking.
You're
Let's
out of
stop
your
talking. Listen to me.
you're out
The
of your
market
element,
is going
Donnie.
to take all of your money unless you pay close attention.
Yeah. You're definitely out of your element, Donnie.
Yeah,
Go do some homework.
Donnie.
God damn it, Donnie. Okay, let's see what else we got
Yeah.
here. Uni USDT. I know that me and Alex were just looking at that before. Mr. Ether wants to look at Uni USDT.
I think we had this yesterday. We came up with a few potential places to take the short to. Right now, you could probably take Uni maybe back up to retest $2.50 from below. But mostly, I would not try to long this. I would try and find a way to get short it. You can short this on FTX, by the way. But yeah, I probably want to take it down to these potential levels right here. Next, nothing.
Make sure to put any requests out that you have, guys. We pretty much hit the entire list at this point. So, anything that you wanted to hit on there, Jack? It is 1 o'clock now, so we might be able to
Yeah, I
phase
think we
into
might
the news
segue
here.
into the news. Is there any, like I
Let's
said,
do
any,
it.
maybe
Yep.
get the live chat people to post up their final requests? Because once we get done with the news, guys, we'll do one last sweep of the charts, and then we'll probably head toward the exit. It's been a good hour so far. In the meantime, let me open up my news window here. All right,
Yeah,
diving into the news for now, and we'll get back to the charts briefly. All right, first major story that I'm trying to cover today. Let me just fix one little element on the screen. Here we go. Looking good. All right. Bank of Canada calls for globally coordinated effort to launch CBDCs. So, I guess this is kind of inevitable. We're going toward the cashless society, guys. And here's one of the G7 nations. The Bank of Canada governor, Tiff Macklin, called for a globally coordinated approach to prevent the use of state-backed digital currencies by criminals. So not only do they want to introduce CBDC, they want to make sure that the development is designed to prevent scams and probably keep those rogue nations from maybe participating. Countries around the world have spearheaded cashless payments and CBDC efforts amidst the coronavirus pandemic. Of course, development. Suddenly, CBDCs are now hit the fast forward button on their development and release thanks to the pandemic. I can only imagine if we do have some kind of wealth crisis coming up in 2021, they're really going to need to pump liquidity into the system, maybe using this new fancy digital dollar. But let's just quickly read into this one. Of course, Reuters is reporting on this, and let me make sure my screen is centered here. Bank of Canada again. Here's our lovely governor of the central bank. And he's adding that this globally coordinated approach is needed to prevent surprises and to keep such tools from being used by criminals. Jesus. Last thing we need is the government looking to crack down on any more criminals. But Macklin told Reuters that the central bank was working on moving from proof of concept to a more fully executable plan for digital loonie, but saw no compelling need for one right now. Yeah, there's no compelling need for it today, but then once the system grinds to a halt, suddenly they're going to need to pull this out of a drawer. And of course, uh, imploring other G7 nations to join them in their commitment to developing this. Another country has one and we don't. That could certainly create some problems, said Macklin. So we want to make sure we're ready. Yeah, I mean, China's developing this. Sweden's definitely ahead, but Sweden's probably more of an ally than an adversary. But still, do we want to be left behind? Especially if there's a big shakeup, like I keep saying. We don't really want to be left out in the cold, and China suddenly reboots the world economy using their digital currency. And as it says here, China has been aggressively experimenting with digital renminbi as it looks to reduce its dependence on the global dollar payment system. It ran a $1.5 million real-world trial earlier this month. Yeah, a mere 1.5 million, which I heard was not all that popular in China. The people were not really gearing up to test China's new currency. Maybe internally it's not as popular as one would think. This, along with efforts by Facebook, of course, for its Libra stablecoin, has prompted 7 major central banks to lay out key principles for issuing CBDCs earlier this month. So it seems like not a month goes by where some big head of state or the banks are not talking about adopting digital currencies. So just little by little, I just keep hearing the CBDC stories trickle in. And this is just another example that they are, I think, priming us. They're kind of talking and whispering it little by little. And next thing you know, by early next year, they might be announcing the rollout of this following some major economic cataclysm. Any thoughts, boys? We heading toward the CBDC future or what? You ready for your food stamps to come in digital form, guys?
I don't know. Like,
Yay, nay. All
I
right,
think
moving
it's
along.
I think it's inevitable, to be honest with you. Can you guys not hear me?
Here's my
No, I
audio
can hear you.
bug,
Please.
or I don't hear you two. Oh,
Jack, can you
I
hear me?
can. I
oh,
can hear Jason.
okay. Sorry. You know what? My cat pressed the mute button on my keyboard, so I wasn't hearing you.
Okay,
Ah,
okay.
my
Everybody
dog
else,
ate my
everybody else
omelet.
heard us, but I personally wasn't hearing you, so no big deal. I
Yeah,
think
no
did
worries.
you throw anything, any 2 cents in there, boys?
Not really. I mean, I'm not really too well versed on this as you are, but I mean, I do feel like this is kind of inevitable in some form, right?
Sure seems that way. Again, the idea that they're gonna need to pull money out of somewhere. They're gonna have to restock the coffers. You might need a digital printer to do it. Um, come the financial apocalypse that's likely coming our way. Let's just see how the election turns out. Now it's just a matter:
Yeah.
is it gonna be the Biden dollar or is it gonna be the Trump bucks? That's pretty much the main thing here. I think the CBDC is coming. Just don't know whose name is gonna be on it. And I think the Trump bucks has got a good
Yeah, but the
good ring to it.
difference is that I don't think Biden would actually put his name on it, but Trump totally would.
I know,
Oh,
right?
for sure. He'd put his face on it too.
Oh yeah.
As a matter of fact, I hope no one mentions that idea to Trump because if Trump discovers the idea of a Trump coin, he will totally back the CBDC like right away. He'll be like, "Get on that! I'm gonna
It's
make this like top priority. We're gonna have this done within the month. Trump coin is gonna be a thing. It's gonna be huge
it's gonna be
next month."
tremendous. It's gonna be a rug pull. It's gonna be tremendous.
Yep. I'm gonna. I'm hoping to see Trump's face when I open the digital wallet on my mobile device. Opening your USD wallet and there's Trump's
Mhm.
face on the splash screen. That'd be good. I mean, you can't get his face on the coin anymore, quite say, being gone digital. But I mean, maybe we can somehow honor the man.
We'll have to put him on a $3 bill or something like that.
Okay. All right, next story. Leaked so quote-unquote Tai Chi documents reveals Binance's elaborate scheme to evade Bitcoin regulators. So this was a big story that dropped late yesterday. It came out of Forbes. Supposedly, A little bit of a leaked document here, talking about CZ at Binance, who exploded onto the scene in 2017 with his new business model that rewarded customers with his company's own cryptocurrency, the BNB coin. Then let them
Mm-hmm.
pay fees with the same currency. Okay, well, I don't think the BNB is at the center of the controversy here, but let's take a look. Binance Holdings Limited, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, conceived of an elaborate corporate structure designed to intentionally deceive regulators and surreptitiously profit from crypto investors in the United States, according to a document thought to be created by its senior executives and obtained by Forbes. So, an internal document over at Binance talking about how they're gonna make their fortunes on the back of the U.S. retail investor, and they're going to find a way to bypass regulatory concerns in the process. So the Cayman Islands-based Binance, currently responsible for about 10 billion in total crypto trades per day, and its founder, CZ, is one of the few known cryptocurrency billionaires out there. 2018 document details. Oh, so this document comes from 2018, and Forbes is just getting their hands on it now. So I guess this was part of their their company strategy to take over the crypto world. At least 2 years ago, in the the ruts of the bear market, apparently. So in the 2018 document, it details plans for a yet unnamed U.S. company dubbed Tai Chi entity. Ah, so this is before maybe they launched Binance US. It was clearly known as the Tai Chi entity internally, and it's an allusion to the Chinese martial art, whose approach is built around the principle of yield and overcome, or using an opponent's own weight against him. So they thought they were going to be
Like
crafty.
water.
Yeah, they thought they're going to be crafty and sidestep U.S. regulatory 1-2 punch with this Binance US. So let's see here. Binance appears to have gone out of its way to submit to US regulations by establishing a compliant subsidiary, the Binance US, of course, and ulterior motive is now apparent. Unlike its creator Binance, Binance US, which is open to American investors, does not allow highly leveraged crypto derivatives trading, which is regulated in the US and seemingly everywhere else. So if the regulators are coming after anybody, it might be these high margin, high leverage crypto derivative platforms. We saw what they did with BitMEX. We saw the decisions they made in last month in the UK relating to shutting down the derivatives platforms. So it seems that part of what they were trying to build with Binance US was something that was obviously stripped of the derivative trading, less shitcoins to choose from. Let's see. I don't know what's so dramatic about this. I did notice a few articles today saying that Forbes is kind of fudding it. In fact, I think I saw a post by CZ today saying that the Forbes article is mostly FUD. The leaked Tai Chi document, the slideshow believed to have been seen by senior
It
Binance
said
exec.
basically that anybody can make a strategy document.
Which,
This is what he said. He was like, yeah, anybody can make a strategy document. Doesn't mean we followed it.
uh, okay. Either way,
Cover, I guess.
play dumb all he wants, but I'm sure somebody over at the Treasury Department or at the FCC or somewhere else is going to be looking at this, maybe moving the CZ Binance file to the top of the stack, after this little
Maybe
Ford.
maybe it's a plan I mean, we've seen the government going after crypto. Maybe Binance has been, Binance has been compliant, but they haven't really had a reason to go after them, and so this document's discovered, and then now is the reason. Dun dun dun.
All right,
It's a
so
little bit of
here's the
conspiracy for you
here's
guys.
the meat of maybe the impropriety being done here at Binance. It says here in this leaked Tai Chi document, we covered this part, says strategic plan to execute a bait and switch. So I guess what they're implying here is that the whole development of the U.S.-based Binance.US was designed to distract regulators with feigned interest in compliance. So they're just feigning their compliance measures, which would be put in place to move revenue in the form of licensing fees over to the parent company, Binance. So I guess the argument that Binance.US is literally just funneling money to the main operation, And as they say, all the while, potential customers would be taught how to evade geographic restrictions. So I guess they're implying that by joining Binance US, you somehow get kind of taught how to move on to the main platform. So really, it's just a bait and switch or a bit of a honeypot to get people moving over to the main Binance website. And I guess this is one of the main objections the regulators are going to have. It's obviously too easy to hide your residency using a VPN, and I'm sure the regulators are not happy about that, knowing that the platforms are all too happy to look the other way. So yeah, as it says here, technological workarounds were put in place. Yep. Forbes reached out to Binance founder CZ as well as its compliance officer Samuel Lim about the leaked document. Didn't receive a response. Of course, we do know that CZ later responds saying that this is just FUD. But I guess what's really of concern here is that Binance really is one of the major leaders in this space, or at least in the centralized exchange business, and it would be a shame to see something happen to them. Binance imploding or Binance getting busted by international regulators might be problematic for the space. So I guess the main takeaway from this article is that. I don't know. Maybe Binance is on somebody's radar. Forbes did a bit of a hit, according to some people's take, at least they think this is a hit job by Forbes targeting CZ. But maybe I don't know. I don't know if CZ has got much. Um, um,
You better not say money, because he's got that.
oh, he got money, but I just don't know how much support he's got. How many people in the crowd in the audience would like to see, uh,
Hmm.
CZ sink rather than swim. So.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's the Funds or Seifu guy. Everybody loves CZ. Funds or Seifu.
Yeah, your funds are
Hello.
safe. You right under the
Yeah.
mattress over at Binance. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not a big fan of regulatory overreach, but I don't know. Binance is kind of like this degen casino of coins while trying to act all altruistic and like a real. He thinks he's the Steve Jobs maybe of this space. I don't. I'm not so sure. I'm me. I'm quite I'm
I
quite the
think he thinks.
maximist, so I think some of these coins have got to go. And these big casinos that Binance runs, these guys just they rake in the trading and listing fees while peddling what could very well just be long-term garbage investments. So um,
Ponzi schemes.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't necessarily feel like that's CZ's fault. I mean, he is, I think, brilliant in the way that he saw an opportunity and built a platform for it to function. But of course, we're gonna like not all these coins are going to exist. I mean, look at all just the stupid ass food ones that came out just because people know people are buying it.
yeah, one thing
Like so,
Yeah, but he didn't he allow Burger to launch on Binance platform? So I don't think that's a fair argument to make on their behalf either.
no, I agree with you there that I found that interesting that it was either that one or it was taco or something like that. One of those food ones made it to the made it to Binance, and I found that a little bit odd. But I mean, I'm sure they did more investigation than I did, right?
there was some expedited listings this year that really raised people's eyebrows, and it looked like there was, insider payoffs. But honestly, guys, there almost always is. If these projects, when they come to a big exchange to list their crap, there's usually payoffs back and forth. Nobody just lists you for free, and no
There's definitely some
surprises.
deals done.
Yeah, absolutely, right? So if there was something very favorable arrangement made between CZ and whoever's, whatever coin we're talking about, in this case maybe Sushi Swap or Burger, there could have been stuff done in the back, especially in
Burger.
the hot throes of the DeFi craze from earlier this year, right?
Hmm.
It's like when everybody's busy making money hand over fist, and you just can't wait to get a coin up and running in order to capitalize on the DeFi frenzy. I'm sure there was probably incentive to look the other way and
Yeah,
get things
because
onboarded quickly.
were most of those food ones DeFi or no?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
I mean, DeFi is kind of a pretty wide brush to paint with nowadays. So.
Yeah, you can definitely get yourself some gas station sushi on the cheap.
All right. So this article is pretty long from Forbes. It dives into CZ's background, how he got into the space, and
Magic 8 Ball.
I mean, the one thing that really stands out to me is this part here talking about the strategic treatment of VPN use at Binance to minimize economic impact. So this thing points out that Binance is guilty of hosting, in addition to this, a guide for using VPN on their website.
Ah,
And so
gotcha.
it's like it's
How to
one
get around our rules.
yeah. So it's one thing to be like wink wink, go look at Reddit for how to join our platform from the US. It's another to like literally host articles saying we don't allow US traders, but go use this VPN.
Wink.
Exactly. So yeah, it says here multiple instances advocated. So on multiple occasions, they've advocated for VPN use as a way to obscure user location. In a June 2019 tweet, CZ wrote that VPNs are a necessity, not an option. Yeah, when you tweet stuff like this is kind of the stuff that Bitfinex got in trouble with the New York AG. These U.S. regulators don't want to see you, kind of complying but not complying and looking the other way. They figure you should have more robust systems to keep these VPN using users off. So, stuff like this is just playing chicken with the government and maybe looking to get in trouble. So, maybe watch out for Binance. Not sure how much more of the story we're going to dive into here. But again, if you guys are interested, check out the so-called Tai Chi documents related to Binance that Forbes has laid out here. These are supposedly internal leaks, so interesting to see what kind of crazy strategies they're cooking up over there to maintain in the hearts and in the wallets of U.S. retail suckers. I mean traders. All right. Where are we going to head to from here? Let me quickly check in on the live chat, and then we'll kind of throw the screen back to Alex or Jason, and we'll kind of start wrapping it up. Let me see here. How far do I have to scroll up?
We got some requests. I got them all written down on the sheet, so don't worry about it.
All right, as agency says, go full Roman and put Caesar, son of God. Okay, I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Oh, I think he means put that on the currency. Yeah, dude, we gotta go full Roman. We gotta restore the empire and
Bringing back the salute, are we?
yeah, we gotta get to Caesar. We gotta have Caesar himself crowned on our coin. As the agency says, the CBDC era unfolding before our eyes will change the economic game. Indeed, I do think not only are they going to introduce this currency, they might very well restructure how money is maybe issued and allocated. I think this is something agency talks a lot about. He's a smart guy. He does talk about how this could usher in an era of austerity, right? All this accountability we demand from the government might kind of turn around and slap us in the face. Don't want Big Daddy government to tighten the belt too much now, do we? Right? That would totally stifle things, especially in a world there is so much economic activity depends on what the government is basically spending its money on. Agency says the central banks will be able to offer liquidity directly and internationally. This is the emergence of a more global system that subsumes the sovereignty of nation states, indeed, and their central banks. Let's see here. Let's scroll a little more. Let me see what other comments I'm missing here. Blue box territory is someone that has a large portion of money on OKEX. I'd advise everyone to reconsider what they actually have on platforms like Binance also. Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't checked in on OKEX drama lately. Has the CEO been released from the Chinese torture camp? Because if it's not, maybe that money's still stuck on there. Let me know. Maybe Blue Box or somebody else in the live chat is OKEX withdrawals still suspended. Has that problem been resolved yet? I haven't really followed that this week, but
I don't use it, so I have no idea either.
nonetheless, it's still a very important warning, and Blue Box makes a good point. You really need to consider how much money you have on some of these centralized exchanges. And you know, if your entire portfolio is filled with altcoin moonshots, you know, if you got your entire portfolio on Binance in like a dozen or so shitcoins, remember that, you know, an article like this today points out that the regulators might very well come from Binance or whatever other platform you have your shitcoin bags hosted on. Be careful, guys. You know, withdraw if you're just gonna be hodling long term. Maybe a good idea not to keep it on the exchange itself. But you have been warned. As Blue Box Territory says, he still can't withdraw about 4 weeks now. Ooh, that's scary. Imagine 4 weeks goes
Weeks.
by. 4 weeks goes
What if,
by with your account, you know, being
what
locked
if you
out from
needed that?
draws.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bitch.
Okay, AJ says Hex is going to airdrop over $1 billion on November 19th. I thought that was pretty interesting. I'd love to see the charts on that day. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know Hex has got ability to just airdrop.
Didn't either.
Oh, maybe that's because yeah, I think I know what that relates to. Okay, because it launched on November 19th. So that first year of distribution kind of went through, and then whoever hasn't claimed, the rest of the pot is going to get distributed to everybody. I'm guessing that's what the airdrop is. Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm not so sold on Hex, but it's interesting that it moved into the top 10 on CoinMarketCap. But maybe Hex is something we're going to explore next week just to check in on that one. But in the meantime, I'm going to head back into the stream here. I'm going to have Jason, you're the only one left streaming, so I'm going to go back into Jason's screen. Jason, anything you want to take us through on your chart, or
We can. I will.
anything
Put,
interesting you want to show the guys on your chart, on your end of the charts?
Yeah, let's go back to Jason's screen. My internet's just lagging way too much right now.
It's
We'll
all
have to
good.
focus back on Jason.
It's all good. We made it through most of the show, so I got Jason's screen up.
okay. Looks like we got the euro, British pound here. Did you already go over forex there, Alex? I don't believe you did.
I did not look at anything in particular. I just kind of like looked at some of the indices. Do you want to go over it?
Yeah, that's fine. GBP, British pound,
Yeah, I
forex.
did see someone ask for the British pound. What was that pair
Yep.
that they asked?
Euro, British pound.
Ah, cool.
Ooh, let's bring up time transformation here.
Yeah, it's pretty weak. I'd want to short
Yeah,
that.
that looks pretty weak. Time transformation. Okay, looking at the daily. Oh yeah, pretty weak. I mean, alone right here. You got your. You gotta
3-day look like.
come in here. Boom, 3-day. Yeah, I mean this is looking pretty weak in my opinion. Let's see here. Looking at this, I honestly would want another test of this. Oh, what is happening there? I wouldn't want another test of this range first. From here to here, would not be looking at longing this whatsoever. Nope. What do you think, Alex, in terms of this? I think this is a shorting opportunity on the British pound.
Yeah, definitely. I think the British pound index looks pretty weak as well.
And
So we know the dollar is going to be strong.
Mhm.
We know the British pound is looking a little weak. I think the a British pound USD short makes a lot of sense.
And what I would
Oh,
point out
excuse me, that's
here,
right. The euro.
yeah,
Let's go look at the euro index. What's the euro looking?
just the euro.
Yeah, because the British pound we already know that one. Wow.
Not looking too hot either.
I would be very cautious about taking the euro and the British pound here. Open up the British pound. Open the Bixie also, please.
Is that BXY?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
go to all.
Oh, sorry. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now put that on the weekly, and you'll see it also looks pretty weak in this spot.
Yeah, they both look pretty weak, to be honest with you. And I was gonna go back
So,
to Euro.
since they both look weak, I don't know if I want to play the difference between them. I would rather play the difference between something strong and weak,
Yeah,
like GBP USD or Euro USD or maybe Euro Yen, um, something like that.
what I will point here on the daily is I do believe, like, right, what happened here off of this trend line, this would have been the breakout, but we got rejection back down here, and then we're coming back up to test this right here. What you see right here used to be resistance. Boom, came support, shot up, throw back down here. I believe this candle right here is support becoming resistance again, and then you're getting rejection back down. So I believe that this is a valid short. I agree with Alex as well in that maybe find something with a bigger difference in that you're not like basically just trying to trade arbitrage at that point.
Mm. Yeah,
Okay.
indeed.
Okay. Let's see here. We got UMA, BLA, and KNC. Let's throw up KNC real quick.
I think I saw
Yeah.
KNC earlier. If I remember correctly, it looked like dog crap holes.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much throw a dart at the board at this point, and you're gonna hit poop. So
Yeah.
yeah, what
Yeah. So anyway,
looks like KNC is hitting an all-time low. I don't know. Probably have to get more.
go to KNC Bitcoin.
KNC BTC. Who would have the most data on KNC? Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, we're definitely rejecting well past that. I think that's going to be broken as well, to be honest with you. So I mean, as of now, I think this looks just.
Mm,
This isn't the knife I
I don't
want to
know. We are
catch.
pretty oversold.
We are, but that doesn't mean anything, and you know that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that thing could just keep ripping down. I mean, the risk to reward here is just not there. It's a pretty open field down here. I mean, you do have a shelf right here.
I think you're right.
Maybe the 12-hour can see a little bit better. Yeah, there's a shelf right here, which hasn't even been tapped yet. So I think you still got further to go. I mean, wow, man, look at that 12. Boom, boom. See, like, if you're following that, buy, 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 you just got raked.
That does look a little painful.
But yeah, I mean, right now, if this bottom drops out on you, you do not want to be in that. I don't think that this. I mean, if you're looking at this and you want to use this order block right here as it, and then just put your stop loss right below. I mean, if you wanted to try it, that's not ridiculous, but it's just not a trade that I would want to go for.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Looks like
Yeah, I think I agree.
BAL, USDT. Let's look at BAL. Oh, I mean, this is another one that's just so far down there, man. UTC. Yeah, I mean, this is a similar story for BAL. I think this exact same thing. Yes, I mean, you're definitely at a low price, but that doesn't mean that it's a good buying opportunity. Very well could be, but that's
Yeah,
not how we. Go ahead.
put that on an inverse. Alt I. Use
Yep.
Alt I.
Yeah.
Now, just
So
like I would probably not really want to short that yet, I would not want to long that
this
yet.
is
You
this
know
is
what I mean?
something. Yeah, this is exactly something that I just wrote up in the chat for everyone because while you were talking, because I think it was subtextually brought up. She's like, well, since these alts are getting what we consider like low prices and all-time lows and stuff like that, it's like, wouldn't that be a great opportunity to buy? And my argument was the inverse. Like, especially whenever a coin hits a new all-time high, that usually means that it's going to follow along, making another all-time high. So, I mean,
Yes.
looking at it inversely, if a coin makes a new all-time low, wouldn't it be the same thing? I mean, we're just looking at two sides of the coin. I mean, statistically, you're probably looking at continued downside if you're hitting a new all-time low. So why try to
Like
catch that
all things
knife?
being the same, trends tend to continue in whatever direction they're going. Most days, trends don't change direction. That's why we're not playing reversals every day. You know, we catch places in price where like okay, I think there's a reversal coming around. It's because price tends to keep going in whatever direction it's going, and for those reasons, when price makes a new all-time high, it will tend to keep going in that direction, even though you feel like, wow, okay, well then surely it must need to cool off now. Apparently not. And
Eh,
same for new all-time
Yeah,
lows.
I was gonna say, man, all three coins you gave me here, BAL, UMA, and KNC, I think they all look the exact same. You could try. I mean, I wouldn't suggest looking to buy these bottoms, because I think that you will have continued downside. But you could very well be right. But like I said, in order of what's happening in the market, like vastly, I think that you're gonna have more time to decide whether this is a bottom or not. I don't think you need to be looking to take a position right now. Keep your eyes on it, of course, but I don't think this is a good. Any of these coins are a good reversal here at this moment. What about you, Alex?
No, I don't think they. I don't think they're looking to reverse either.
Okay. Looks like Sam Hader wanted KSM USDT, and if it's anything like the last three, it's gonna be dog shit. KSM BTC. There we are. Little different, but man, part of me, like when looking at like just this chart itself, would maybe take a stab at this, considering. Let me put on Quadrigo real quick here. Considering the support that we're getting here, I do like this. I mean, if you were going to take a stab at this, you could even do the real clean one of just putting it right below this, because this is a all-time low there, but you might get wicked out. So maybe even leaving this. I don't necessarily think the trade up to 262 is terrible, but we did just get the crossover, so
I know you're probably blind to this, like I am, but down at the bottom, your trading panel's open.
What's that?
There you go.
Okay, sorry, yeah. But we did just get the crossover on the daily. I mean, that necessarily doesn't mean that it's going to continue, but this looks like a better reversal setup than anything else that we were looking at.
But I still don't want to take it.
But I still don't want to either. That's not what we do here. We're not just trying to catch knives, especially with what's going to happen. But I will admit that KSM does look better than the other three that we looked at. But yeah, like if this bottom drops out, you just have no reference for how low it'll go.
Indeed.
All right. So I think that does it for all of the requests. Thanks, guys. We're gonna try to get a little bit more uniform at this, so like with the questions and stuff, because I want to make sure that we get your questions answered, as well as we have a better form for people to know what to expect. So like when we answer the questions, it's towards the last half hour or whatever. We're just trying to work with a better system that works with you guys to get everything you want answered, as well as go over the charts and everything. So keep the questions coming, keep the likes coming. Like if you have any other requests right now, we're getting into the last half hour. Shoot at this point.
Yeah, put them out there. If not, we're going to be heading toward the exit. We've been heading, how long have we been streaming for? A little over an hour and a half. Thank you so much to everybody who's been in here, especially right from the jump. That was always pleasant to have our loyal audience in here following us. Apologies to anybody who missed a few episodes this week, but hey, we're back here. It's Friday, and we didn't seem to miss too much. You know, alts are still bleeding. Bitcoin's still looking pretty strong.
Just goes to show you that BTC will be here tomorrow, guys. You don't have to necessarily get yourself into a trade every day. And with what's going on right now, one would argue that being on the sidelines right now might be the best position to get yourself positioned after whatever move we get. So.
Yeah, we've been mostly trading sideways. Well, let's take a look here. Actually, I'm on the wrong chart, but yeah, kind of sideways since, well, I don't know, definitely a clear uptrend, I suppose, since for about a week now.
Yeah, we've been definitely having some bullish appreciation for sure, and we're getting into we're getting into crunch time now. Like I said, like we're getting right into the election. CME's closing. You got monthly close. I mean, just a lot of different things, man. And to the beginning, Alex, last month was the quarterly close on CME. That would have been September end.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is October.
All right, let's check in on Bitcoin one last time before we Call it quits. All right.
I'll bring it up.
Currently around 13,518. I mean, I've already changed scene,
Okay,
Jason, so you're no longer on the screen. I've got my
all good.
crypto bubbles and everything up. Currently around 13,517, guys. I think that's about it. So what do we got planned for next? Okay, so Saturday as usual, I'm going to be in the premium lounge. We're going to be watching some UFC. If anybody wants to join us tomorrow evening, we'll probably be watching that UFC. What else we got going? I guess we'll be back by Monday. Any luck, Justin will be back. And if not, then you can expect the three of us to host you on the Monday warm-up, right? The trading week will start. Everybody will have a good weekend, and we'll see what comes of it as we head into the election week, I guess. Is it election week? When's election
Yep.
arrive? Next week or the one
Next
after
week.
that? All right,
I was also gonna add in there, like, I would like to do some sort of election show, maybe like later at night or something like that. I'm gonna talk to you guys as well, but I would like for you guys, whoever's watching, if you want to, after this video gets published, go ahead and comment on it. Anything that you would like to see, like during the election, any topics, anything like that. It might just be good to get the idea juices flowing, something like that. And maybe if we do this a little bit ahead of time, we can make sure that we can have something for you guys. But any kind of input like that would be much appreciated. I think it'd be fun to kind of do something on election day, but I don't know about you guys.
Yeah,
yeah,
you guys can watch me cry live on air when Trump wins.
yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. No,
I'm
that's how.
just joking. We are not going to know on election day who won.
There's no way.
That's a
I
joke.
was gonna say that, but you know what? That's a good idea. I think we should definitely do an election stream, even though, yep, we probably won't know we won't know have any winner, but maybe an
Well, I
election
can
night
tell.
stream could be fun. We're gonna do maybe a marathon
Yeah,
stream.
I can tell you right now what the end of that stream is going to be, and it's going to be, look, guys, we don't know because we're not going to know who's president for like a month.
Yeah, I have a concern it will, but who knows? Maybe things might get real spicy even by election night. So it'll be super cool to see the contention. But all right, so we got that, I guess, on the roadmap for the next week or so, guys. Expect an election stream and expect a few more streams coming up, and we'll likely be doing another roundtable type meeting in the voice chat. Look, we done the one I think yesterday with Alex. Great work to everybody, to Alex, I guess, and to everyone who showed up. A lot of fun, but I guess that kind of covers it. So let's head toward the exits. Shoutouts again to everybody in the live chat, and I think
Yes, thank you all so much.
Make sure to hit those likes.
think we're gonna hit the exits now. All right, cheers everybody. Hit the likes. Any final words, gentlemen, or is this it?
Be
Stay
patient.
safe over the weekend,
Yep.
guys.
Trade safely. We're into a very interesting weekend. Feel free to message me if you have any questions about what's going on. I'm probably going to be watching the charts myself because I've never, in my trading career, dealt with quite the weekend that we're going to go into. So I'm curious to see how things play out myself. But in the meantime, trade safely, everyone. It's great to be here, and we'll see you next week.
For sure. Cheers everybody. See you next week.
All right. Bye.